Okay, picture this. You're at the Olympic finals. The air is absolutely electric. You see the skaters just blurring past. And the difference between winning that gold medal and going home with nothing? It's not measured in minutes, it's measured in these tiny, razor-thin slices of a second. In this world, fractions are everything. So let's break down how they really work.
Seriously, out there on the ice, every single moment, every millisecond counts. We're talking about margins so small you can barely even see them. This is where fractions stop being just numbers in a textbook. They are the difference between standing on that podium and just barely missing out.
So, that's the big question, right? When a victory is decided by 100th of a second, how do you even begin to understand, compare, and work with those numbers? Well, that's the race we're going to run today. Let's get you on the fast track to mastering these fractions. All right, first up, let's zoom in on that photo finish and really get a handle on the numbers that make someone a champion.
So check this out. The gold medalist finishes in 1 minute, 55.27 seconds. The silver medalist, just a heartbeat behind. But what if I told you there's another way to write these exact same times? A way that can actually make the math behind them way easier. Let's talk about their different uniforms. And this is absolutely crucial. Decimals and fractions, they're basically teammates wearing different uniforms. One might be the home jersey, one's the away jersey, but they represent the exact same value. In a world like sports, where every tiny bit of precision matters, sometimes seeing that time as a fraction in its other uniform gives you the winning edge.
Here's that quick change in action. 155.27 seconds is the exact same thing as 155 and 27 hundredths of a second. See that? All of a sudden, that little decimal becomes a clear, solid piece of time you can work with. Understanding this switch is key.
Okay, so now that we can see them as fractions, how do we actually work with them? Our first pro move is a really cool trick that makes all your calculations faster and cleaner. We call it the improper shortcut. You know, trying to add or subtract mixed numbers just as they are, it's kind of like trying to cook with two totally different sets of measuring cups. I mean, you can do it, but it's super awkward and you're probably going to burn your math muffins. There is a much, much better way. And here's how it works. You turn that mixed number into a top-heavy fraction. Let's take 3 2/3. First, you multiply the big number by the bottom number. So 3 times 3 is 9. Then add the top number. 9 plus 2 is 11. And you just keep the same bottom number, 3. Boom, you get 11/3. It's clean, it's fast, and it totally sets you up for the next step. But once you have those improper fractions, you hit the most important rule in the entire playbook. You can't add or subtract them until they're speaking the same language. You absolutely need a common denominator. Think of it as a universal language for all fractions. So for our problem, we had thirds and quarters. The universal language here is twelfths. So we convert our improper fractions, 11 thirds and -7 fourths, into 44 twelfths and -21 twelfths. Just like that, now they're speaking the same language.
And once they are speaking the same language, the math just clicks. We add the top numbers, so 44 plus -21, and we keep that universal denominator. The calculation is suddenly super simple. And that's why the improper shortcut is such a powerful pro move.
All right, time for our next core skill. And this one's for division. I want you to think of it like a secret martial arts move for fractions. It's called the Reciprocal Flip.
Now look, multiplication is easy. It's the fast lane. You just multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, you're done. But division, that winding road down there, yeah, that's where our secret move comes in. Let's take on this beast right here. We've got two negative mixed numbers we need to divide. So what's our first step? You got it. We use our improper shortcut to clean them up. This becomes -3/2 divided by -11 fourths.
And here is that secret move, keep, change, flip. It's so simple. You keep the first fraction exactly as it is. You change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and you flip the second fraction upside down. That's it.
And just like that, watch it happen. Our tricky division problem totally transforms into a simple multiplication problem. We've just taken that long, winding road and merged right into the fast lane.
And hey, don't forget, the normal rules of the road still apply here. A negative times a negative equals a positive. That's why our final answer is a positive 12/22. The rules you already know for whole numbers, they work here too.
Okay, now you might be thinking, this is awesome for Olympic athletes, but what about me? Let's take these skills off the ice for a minute and apply them to something we all have to deal with, a budget.
So imagine you've got $30. If you spend 1/5 of it, that's literally the same as multiplying 30 by -1/5. You're removing one part out of 5. Every time you spend money, you're really just subtracting another fraction, and you can use these exact same skills to see exactly where your money is going.
And really, that's the key takeaway here. Whether we're talking about the tiny gap in a gold medal race or just the coins you have in your pocket, fractions are the language of precision. They give you the most accurate possible picture of the world around you.
So here it is, your champion's playbook. You're going to master the improper shortcut for pure speed. You'll always find that universal common denominator when you add or subtract, and you'll use the reciprocal flip. That's keep, change, flip to conquer any division problem that comes your way. So I'll leave you with this final thought. We know they're the exact same number, but which one feels different? Losing by 0.01 seconds or by 1/100th of a second. It's the same razor-thin margin, just in a different uniform. Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.